A very good morning to everyone present here. I will extend my hearty welcome to all the respected dignitaries and my dear friends. Today we all have gathered here for a seminar on understanding Chat GPT and generative AI landscape from Ms. Gangineni Gita Garu. Can everyone please give a round of applause for our chief guest? Before starting the session, now I would like to invite the head of department, CSC, Dr. C. Rajendra Garu onto the dais. Please give him a round of applause. Now I request our HOD to speak few words on the session. Thank you.
Good morning. నాకు వినిపించలా వెరీ గుడ్ ఇప్పుడు బాగా వినిపిస్తాం. వామ్ వెల్కమ్ టు అవర్ గెస్ట్ మిస్సెస్ గంగేని గీత, టుడేస్ రిసోర్స్ పర్సన్ and my dearest guru and everything for MBA, Dr. Dhananjaya Ganganeni, Dean MBA, Dr. G. Srinivasmati Garu, Principal, Dr. A.V.S. Prasad Garu, Director, and the management of Narana Group of Institutions. A warm welcome to you all for this guest talk on Chat GPT. I wish that at least 60% of you heard about this Chat GPT. Am I correct? Could you raise those who heard about the name Chat GPT? Your hand, please raise your hands. Chat GPT. Those who heard about the name, please down. Those who never heard about the name, please raise your hands till now. Good. I appreciate your frankness. There are at least 25% of the students never heard about the name called Chat GPT. At least being a computer science student, have you heard about OpenAI? OpenAI. విన్నారా? చాట్ బాట్ విన్నారా? చాట్ బాట్. గుడ్. So this is an ultimate with respect to chatbots. It is launched on November 30, 2022, recently, very recently, by San Francisco, based on OpenAI, the creator of DAL and Whisper. By December 4th, OpenAI estimated ChatGPT already had over 1 million users within couple of days. Maximum 15 days lo 1 million users ni ఆకట్టుకోగలిగింది ఈ ChatGPT. Regarding this particular ChatGPT and with respect to training, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman explained it as ChatGPT was fine-tuned on top of GPT 3.5 using supervised learning as well as reinforcement learning. Both approaches used in supervised learning. The model was provided with the conversations in which the trainers paired both sides. There are numerous features. We cannot even simply list out those features within a short period of time. I'll just read out a few features that are currently available in ChatGPT. The core function of the chatbot is to mimic human conversationalist. That is the core part of the any chatbot. Regarding this, it has the ability to write and debug computer programs. Like if you want a program just to add two numbers, We generally write the program asking two numbers from the users, input from the user, enter two integer values or floating point values. And you apply the logic like C is equal to A plus B and then print the result of A plus B which is already stored in the C. It's the simplest one. But I don't want to use this particular addition operator for adding these two numbers. How many of you can write the program without using addition operator to add two numbers? Anybody? There are numerous ways for a single problem to give a solution. But my way of writing this program, which is faster and at the same time user friendly. If you ask the chatbot a program in C without using addition operator, it will give you by using bitwise operators, which is very fast when compared with the addition operator. Bitwise operators are very fast. So this particular chatbot, Chat GPT, having several features. I will just list out a few features. If you want to compose a music, you can ask the Chat GPT. So to day plays, fairy tales and student essays also. If you want an essay about a particular patriotic person, it will compose. To answer test questions, to write poetry and songs or lyrics, to emulate a Linux system or to simulate an entire chat room also. So to play games like tic-tac and even to simulate ATM also. It is not like another chat, like other chatbots. It remembers your previous queries in the same session. Suppose if you ask a question, what is your name? It will answer if it knows. If you ask the same question again, it will answer you. You have recently asked for the same question. I have answered. Why should I answer you once again? In such a way, it will respond. So it remembers the previous actions of the same session. So there are something which we feel about this particular chatbot. When computers have been introduced for the world, several people has afraid of the work that was amazingly performed by the computers. A computer can replace several people's manual work. So people are losing the work, may lose the jobs in such a way. This particular chatbot or Chat GPT is a replacement for a teacher. If I gave you work like an assignment, you have to utilize your brain and you have to write by sitting in the night and then you have to submit me tomorrow. But if you ask the same question to your Chat GPT, it will give you answer and then you can simply copy it and submit me tomorrow. That kind of drawback is there. You are no more need to utilize your brain. You can utilize how to utilize this particular chatbot or Chat GPT. You can write numerous answers for the same question. So there is one more comment from Sundar Pichai. Let me say one more point regarding this. Teachers should concerned about students using Chat GPT to outsource their writing, but the education providers will adapt and enhance critical thinking of reasoning. This is more fearing factor regarding this particular one. Like Robo movie of Rajinikanth. When I ask some question, or when you ask Robo, which cannot be answered by human beings, is there a God or not? Did you heard about the answer from the Robo movie? విన్నారా? దేవుడు ఉన్నారా, దేవుడు నమ్ముతారా అనేటువంటి క్వశ్చన్కి ఎటువంటి ఆన్సర్ వచ్చింది? గాడ్ మీన్స్ క్రియేటర్. ఐ వాజ్ క్రియేటెడ్ బై ఎవరు? గట్టిగా. సో గాడ్ ఈస్ దేర్. Likewise, I asked the Chat GPT, give a good comment. Give a good comment on you. I just asked the Chat GPT, give a good comment on you. Chat GPT replied me, I have no feelings at all. So if you ask a question about my feelings, how can I answer you? My duty is to assist the users. If you ask me to assist, I can assist you. And if you ask me, tell me about something relating to feelings. Since I said that I have no feelings at all, and you are asking me about the feelings of mine, how can you expect this question? In such a way, Chat GPT has answered me. So such a amazing AI has been built in Chat GPT. So he is a right person to explain all those things, and which will assist you in your future endeavor, even to gain the knowledge, or get a good job in a good MNC. Mrs. Gangareni Hita is here. I'll request her within a few minutes out of the dais. Meanwhile, I request Dr. Gangareni Dhananjay Garu to speak few words about this program. Welcome, sir. Please speak about my beloved students. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity. Good morning to all beautiful and very active students of CSC. Highly disciplined. I said good morning. Just discussing how disciplined and attentive and very much interested towards this, gaining new knowledge. So my friend is telling that these he has kind these winners are aggressive learners, because unless we adapt to new concepts, new particularly in computer science. I am not a computer scientist, I am only a business graduate, that is done my PhD in MBA. So I just tell one or two sentences, because there are no speakers who will talk about the topic which you are expecting, this conversational AI, or that chatbot, AI-based chatbot of Chat GPT. And in fact, found like your HOD sir, this is very addictive. I have continuously browsed for around 6 hours using that Chat GPT. It is throwing very good answers. I have asked that Chat GPT, please give me some course outline of MBA course investments. So it has given me lot of very interesting answers. And I have asked, of course, I have asked it how to conduct a management. So whatever I am doing in the, it has listed. So some of the people are they also told that it is a competitor to Google. It has a lot of features, human-based features, which can be a tough competitor to Google. And also, recently I have read in newspaper that Microsoft has acquired some stake by spending some billions. So that is the power of this AI, this artificial intelligence. That is, AI is there for the past 40, 50 years, but it has now gained ground because of computing power, large databases, huge, cheap. The computing power has become very cheap. Large storage is becoming really less costly. So, with this, I just hand over to the experts here to tell you more about. My only request is you note down any questions, something like that, so that it will be more interactive at the end of the session. So, I just hand over to the organizers for the next speaker.
Thank you, Dominic, sir, for sharing such informative knowledge. Please give him a round of applause. Before inviting our chief guest, Ms. Galineni Hita Garu, I would like to introduce her by reading out her profile. Ms. Hita Galineni Garu has been working as research assistant at University of Texas at Dallas since Jan 2022. These observations include the work evaluated the impacts of random falls in weights, multiplier and accumulator MAC units of a deep learning accelerator in a federated learning setup and proposed a fault-tolerant learning architecture. It also evaluated the accuracy deterioration, which was 4% when experimented on different datasets such as IST, CIFA R10 and GTSRP, and using 7 different aggregation schemes such as Crumb, Soft Medoid, etc. She also worked as software engineering intern at Cadence Design System from June 2020 to April 2021. Here, she worked on gate optimization problem in the Cadence Invoice tool by using various supervised machine learning algorithms such as XJB Boost, linear regression and decision trees to find optimal sized gates for a given circuit. Here, the chip performance was increased by 5% by reducing the turnaround time significantly. She also worked as research intern at IIT Bombay from June 2019 to August 2019. Here, they built various petrinets for e-learning flow and verified their correctness. They predicted deadlocks for various architectures with an accuracy of 95%. Here, the work also included exploring different characteristics of petrinets such as deadlocks, boundedness, etc. and their use in validation of a software architecture. She has also performed a student internship at Tech Mahindra from April 2019 to June 2019. Here, they developed a chatbot which can translate complex French queries related to pharmaceutical drugs. They also built smart contracts for blockchain transactions using Ethereum and Solidity. She also has been in service as summer school intern at Chennai Mathematical from April 2018 to July 2018. Here, she applied traditional models such as ARMA and family of GARCH models to predict the volatility of various instruments in India's financial markets. Here, the work also compared the performance of neural network and traditional models. Neural networks perform better with an accuracy of 75%. Now I would like to read out the projects which she has been a part of. First one is lane detection. It developed a lane detection pipeline which can also detect stop signs with an accuracy of 94%. The second project is perspective prediction, where they implemented a check transform pipeline which can perform perspective transform and detect handwritten amount for automated processing with an accuracy of 82%. Third one is transfer learning. It used a pre-trained reset network to classify different categories of flowers. It achieved an accuracy of 85% on test datasets. The fourth project is MNIST classification using LeanNet architecture. It implemented LeanNet's architecture from scratch and used it to predict the labels of MNIST digits with an accuracy of 95%. Project is she has also been part of extracurricular skills, worked as coding instructor at CS Outreach UTD, and she was a hackathon winner at University of Hyderabad of the program HackPick. Now I would like to request Ms. Galineni Hita Garu to come on the dais. Please give her a round of applause. Thank you.
Hello everyone, thank you so much for the lovely introduction. So my topic today is understanding Chat GPT and generative AI landscape. So how many of you have tried Chat GPT? Okay, very few. So I'll try to explain like how actually the Chat GPT works and what's the architecture like, which why is it performing so well compared to other chatbots we already have. So, slide. So as you all know, ChatGPT, so the wonderful introduction given by Rajendra sir. So he actually explained all of the introductory points. So it's developed by OpenAI. So it's a company which actually develops AI and NLP tools. And it's an AI software, and it's essentially an AI software where people can ask questions and the software will answer relevantly to the questions asked. So this is an example query of the Chat GPT. So I asked Chat GPT to explain Chat GPT to a 5-year-old. This is how it replied. So it just replied in layman terms without any scientific details or such. So it's a computer program which actually answers queries. That's what it told. Because a 5-year-old can't understand all the details. So yeah. So what are the features of ChatGPT? It can actually write essays on whatever topics you want, like from simple topics to complex topics, and also it can generate appropriate responses in a conversational setting. It's like you are talking to a real human. And so the architecture which it is based on is a GPT architecture, which is a generative pre-trained transformer architecture. I'll go into the details in the next slides. So the data set on which ChatGPT is trained it's a very large data set. It has like 1.2 billion entries. So it is trained on various large sources like news articles, books, websites, and social media posts. So based on all these data set, so it learns patterns and structures in the language or the query. So this is the transformer architecture of ChatGPT. So I'll explain what a transformer is in the next slides. But so so it has 6 encoders and 6 decoders. So encoder is nothing but when we give a sentence, for example, when we ask something to a ChatGPT, it can't understand it in a text format. So we'll convert it into bits and then we'll add some padding to it because all the sentences are of different length. So our essential goal is to make all of them to a same length. So we add extra padding to it and send it to the encoder layer initially. And the encoder layer will transfer all the weights to all the other layers, and then it will send it to the decoder. The decoder will actually translate and will actually generate responses in our context. For example, there's a Hindi sentence here, and then it translates it into an English word there. So why is this so powerful? Like other than the other models, which are, as you all know, there are other models like recurrent neural networks and long short-term memory, because this is very useful because sometimes our context is very far away from our initial word. For example, I'll give you an example. For example, if I say I like ice cream, so like also depends on what type of food you like, or it can be anything you like. So sometimes the context can be very far away from the actual question can be far away. So this transformer model actually reads only one word at a time, and it also has position embeddings. So what position embeddings are is, so it actually gives the context of each word in terms of the next word. So the major advantage of this is it actually captures the context and it stores the context of all the words in a sentence. So a transformer essentially has an attention layer, which is very important here because attention is basically a layer which keeps track of all the position embeddings and context of all the words in the sentence. So this has a series of attention layers. And so this actually captures the input data and generates the output representations, and that is passed to the decoder layer, and it generates the meaning, it generates output. So self-attention layers are very important because they capture the similarity between different words in a sentence, and they store them because that is useful for like processing the output. And they also weigh the importance of each word in the question you asked. For example, there are some redundant words in a sentence like the, this, or some redundant words if we ask. So it will ignore those words and like give least importance to it, and whatever the keyword in the sentence we ask, so that is given higher importance. So this is a masked language model. So masked is important because we ignore all the irrelevant terms in the sentence and only consider the important words. So in this way we can generate the responses which are most relevant to the user, not like some random responses. And so the most interesting aspect is it actually combines reinforcement learning to this transformer architecture. That's why it's like performing really well compared to other chatbots. So how this reinforcement learning works? So this is the training flow of Chat GPT. So first, that slide, previous slide. After. So this is the training flow of Chat GPT. So for example, I asked this query to explain reinforcement learning. So first the prompt is randomly sampled. So from all the queries, some prompt is randomly sampled and human labeled. So this is it's not an automated process. It's it's done by human. So it actually, we actually write responses to it. This should be our desired response. And then all this data, all this label data is given to the GPT architecture. And then, so now we actually have to reward the model. Like when it predicted good, so we have to reward that policy. So these are all the desired responses. For example, A, B, C, D are the responses. So again, a human ranks the outputs in the order of their, order of correctness or best to worst. For example, D is greater than C is greater than A is greater than B. And all this data is again used to reward our model because this is a good response. So we have to reward the architecture. After that, now we have to, step 3 is optimize the policy. So this PPO is a famous reinforcement learning algorithm. I'll explain the next slide. So again we sample a new prompt and then the PPO model is initialized and the policy generates, so based on this policy we generate an output. So, again after an output is generated we calculate the reward and this reward is being continuously updated. So that's why you will get better and better responses in the next query. So this is how it will improve. So this is the step 1 of training. So this is a label data we have. Label data is generally labeled by human. So the supervised policy, which actually has patterns and structures from the label training data. So it is trained on, for example, our chatbot only answers medical queries. So it is trained on data set of medical conversations. Like we ask many questions to the chatbot and all these, it has some responses. We train on a medical data set and it will generate all medical related questions. So all this is actually, initially it's done by human, after that it will keep on update. So again, the step 2 is the reward mechanism. So it is actually used to encourage chatbot to generate responses which are like more relevant to the user. So it actually receives rewards for whatever correct responses it generates and penalties for all the incorrect or irrelevant responses. So a reward model actually takes prompts and responses.
I have small doubt.
Yeah.
What do you mean by reward? What is the mechanism?
Reward is like assigning higher weight to that generated response.
What do you mean by layman?
So it will actually generate responses in that direction. Like, for example, it's more relevant to the question the user asked. So this reward model essentially takes the prompt and responses, I mean the question and answer, and it will output a reward. Reward is like how correctly or how relevantly it answered. So comparison data is collected, and labelers actually rank the output. I actually showed you in the previous slide. This is done by human. I mean they rank the output in the relevance order. So here, so reinforcement learning is actually like going towards a human preferred output. So this will make the chatbot more efficient. So this is the last one. I told you the proximal policy optimization. This is a policy used in reinforcement learning, which is used to generate optimal rewards. So what is optimal rewards is? So what it actually does is it improves the answers essentially by updating the policy at each training epoch. So more number of times we train the model, the more the more accurate it becomes to the correct answers. So several iterations are done because we need to improve the model and generate responses accurately. So this model is actually trained on a computing infrastructure because it has like large data and it can't train on like many smaller machines. And it also has a moderation API which actually blocks.
One more doubt. Can you specify this supercomputing infrastructure because you worked on some big computing large data this thing?
Yes, it's an Azure AI supercomputing infrastructure. I'm actually.
What is the hardware? What is the hardware you have in UTP?
So I use a GPU. I think it's more than a GPU.
What is
the
the
supercomputer?
Yeah, can you specify the GPU configuration? What you have used?
Okay, and then Chat GPT uses the moderation API because some people. So this is like when Chat GPT was introduced, many people asked how to make nuclear bombs or nuclear weapons. So that was the most asked query. So it has to block this type of content. So it has a moderation API where it blocks certain content and it won't answer them. So it says it's unsafe or you can't ask these type of questions. So next slide. So these so violence, self-harm, hate, and suppose there are sexual content. So it will flag whatever is not appropriate and it will only answer the ones which are appropriate. So like it can be used for various tasks like text translation, text summarization, chatbot, sentiment analysis, and you can talk to it on various range of topics as sir mentioned, like music or anything, essays or whatever you want. So it actually answers faster than humans, whereas human actually takes time to think and analyze and reach to an answer, where it's a machine, so it will answer faster than humans. And it actually replies in seconds, but still the quality of text is average because if you ask the same question multiple times, maybe a human can answer it differently because of her thinking power and etc. But it has the same type of answers each time you ask the questions. It will have like most of them is a repetitive text, but it has many advantages. It has many advantages where you can actually play with it and you can get your answers, or you can that is a very helpful tool for all the questions you ask. Thank you.
We'll go for now some question and answers. All of you please write down any questions you have generated. Before you be prepared in another 5 minutes, you can ask the questions. Before, on behalf of you, I will ask 1 or 2 questions. I would like you to tell, Lisa, can you tell about your interviewing experience, either in Guidance or Amazon? How you have gone through various stages, how it will help the students of computer science. You can explain in detail your interview experience in Amazon and cadence, step by step.
So, as you all know, when you are like finishing your masters, I did my masters at UTD, University of Texas at Dallas. So when I'm nearing like before 6 months of my graduation, I had to apply to full-time jobs. So first thing I did was to get as many referrals as possible in each of the companies I'm applying through LinkedIn or like friends of friends like that. So in Amazon, I had a friend who was working, so I took his referral, and then so referral, and after applying with the referral, I mean the response was higher, the rate of response and the time was shorter. So after I applied, like in just 2 days, I got a reply back, and then so there were like multiple steps in the interview process. The first one was the online assessment. After that, there was this. After the online assessment, there were two types of online assessment. The first one was a coding 70 minutes round, and 70 minutes time where you had two questions. You have to answer them optimally, not like it can't be, the runtime also can't be very longer. You have to like write an optimal solution to it in 70 minutes. After the two questions were done, there was another step 2 of the online assessment. So Amazon actually values this behavioral interview so much. So that has a higher weightage than actually, I think so. It has higher weightage in the coding, actual coding assessment. So all this behavioral is just you have to answer them spontaneously. I think there is no preparation or such required for that. After that, I got a reply back in like 3 days. So you passed all the assessments. So the next step is the interview process. So I got 1 hour 45 minutes interview. I mean there are 3 rounds of interview. So the 3 different interviews interviewers actually interviewed me back to back. So the first one, I mean each interview will have behavioral and also the lead code style questions. So they asked like 2 questions, 2 lead code type, and then there are some behavioral questions. After the 3 rounds were done, I got a reply back in like 5 days that I was selected. And then in Cadence also, I actually did a summer internship in Cadence, so it was easier to get an interview in Cadence. So one advice is like try to get referrals, as many referrals as possible, because your application will be lost in the pool if you don't get referrals. It will actually, at least your resume will be reviewed if you have a referral.
So I think I'm not a computer expert, but this LinkedIn is very essential. LinkedIn is very essential. How many of your LinkedIn accounts? Oh, great. So you are advanced. What is lead code? Can you explain about lead code? All of you know about lead code? What is that?
So lead code is a coding practice platform where you have different questions on each of the data structures and algorithm topics.
I will hand over to one more thing I want to tell you is, it is not about the PPT she has prepared. Anybody can download from Google, and what we try to give is a flavor of the students to interact with them. You also have some inspiration or some sort of model in your brain that will do like this. So మనం సపోజ్ ఒక గార్డెన్లోకి పోతాం, ఆ గార్డెన్లో మంచి ఫ్లవర్స్ ఉన్నాయి, బెంగళూరులో మంచి ఫ్లవర్ గార్డెన్ ఉందనుకోండి. మనకి ఆ ఫ్లవర్ గార్డెన్ మొత్తం తీసుకొని మన ఇంట్లో పెట్టలేం కదా. మనం ఇంటికి వచ్చిన తర్వాత కూడా మనకి ఏమైనా ఫ్రాగ్రెన్స్ ఉంటుంది, ఓహో మనం ఆ గార్డెన్లో పోయామని. సో మన సెమినార్స్ కానీ మన సార్ వాళ్ళ లెక్చర్స్, గెస్ట్ లెక్చర్స్, వర్క్షాప్స్, ఇఫ్ దే ఆర్ కదా. సో మన రాజేంద్ర సార్ కానీ మన మీ లెక్చరర్స్ ద టైప్ ఆఫ్ వర్క్షాప్స్, గెస్ట్ లెక్చర్స్, ఇంటరాక్టివ్ సెషన్స్, వెబినార్స్ ఇవన్నీ చేసేది ఎందుకంటే ఆ మ్యాటర్ మీకు తెలియదని కాదు. సమ్ సార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఫ్లేవర్ యూ క్యారీ ఫ్రమ్ దిస్ గెస్ట్ లెక్చర్, వాట్ ఈస్ ద exposure you are having. So we are also aiming to go towards a national or international sort of study experience. because of now we are ours. I am proud to say that Narayana is giving a good experience for స్టూడెంట్ అవుట్కమ్స్ కానీ స్టూడెంట్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్సెస్ కోసం ఇటువంటి ఈవెంట్స్ పెట్టున్నారు. సో నౌ యూ ప్రిపేర్ యువర్ క్వశ్చన్స్, యూ విల్ ట్రై టు ఆన్సర్. బిఫోర్ దట్ ఐ విల్ హ్యాండ్ ఓవర్ టు అవర్ HOD సార్ టు సే ఫ్యూ.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot, ma'am. We have any queries? Sir rightly mentioned that which is important. There are numerous things available in front of us. Picking the right one is the right person's right choice. He is the right person, you can ask some questions. The aim of this particular session is, at least you know there is such kind of engine which your queries will be answered. 25% of the students even doesn't know what is this particular Chat GPT. Now most of you are know at least there is such kind of chat bot is there. You can practice on that. Madam has explained the interview process. Until unless we are aiming to something, it is impossible to achieve it. Randomly or by luck, it is not possible getting a good job in an MNC. You have to aim, practice, and then practice again and again until you achieve that one. సార్ మొదట ఒకటి చెప్పారు, విన్నర్స్ ఎలాంటి వాళ్ళు అనేది. సో ఆయన కంప్యూటర్ సైన్స్ స్టూడెంట్ కాకపోయినప్పుడు కూడా ఈ మెన్షన్ దట్ I frankly say that he had good knowledge on computers. There is no doubt at all. Last year, when we are in the pandemic, he has given a good lecture on R programming for computer science students. There are 100 doctorates in that session. All are impressed by his session on R programming. Being a MBA graduate, he has given such a wonderful lecture. కాబట్టి మనకి ఆ ట్రస్ట్ ఉండాలి, నేర్చుకోవాలంటే ఆ ట్రస్ట్ లేకపోతే అది కంప్యూటర్ సైన్స్ స్టూడెంట్ కాదు. అయినప్పటికీ కూడా ఆర్ ప్రోగ్రామింగ్ అంత గుడ్ లెక్చర్ ఇచ్చారు. పర్స్పెక్టివ్, ఇక్కడ పర్స్పెక్టివ్ ఏంటంటే సార్ యొక్క పర్స్పెక్టివ్ బిజినెస్ పరంగా చూస్తున్నారు. ఇందాక ఆయన చెప్పిన మాటల్లో ఈ చాట్ జీపీటీ గురించి లేదా ఏఐ గురించి ఫ్యూ వర్డ్స్, వెరీ ఫ్యూ వర్డ్స్ హి హస్ మెన్షన్. అది ఎప్పటి నుంచి ఉంది ఈ ఏఐ అనేది లాంగ్ బ్యాక్ చెప్తున్నారు. హౌ ఇట్ ఈస్ కంపీటింగ్ విత్ అదర్ లాంగ్వేజెస్. ఇది విధంగా ఈ చాట్ పార్ట్స్ కూడా ఇప్పుడు ఎలా ఉంది లేదా మిగతా వాటితో కంపేర్ చేసి హౌ ఇట్ ఈస్ బీటింగ్ ద అదర్ కాంపిటేటివ్స్. అది బిజినెస్ పర్స్పెక్టివ్ సార్ దగ్గర కూడా. ఎంబీఏ అంటే అలా ఉంటుంది, మిగతా వాళ్ళని ఎలా మనం పోటీ నుంచి ఎలిమినేట్ చేయాలి లేదంటే అందులో మనం ఎలా విన్ కావాలనేటువంటి ఆ పర్స్పెక్టివ్ ఉంటుంది. సో నేను మాట్లాడినప్పుడు ఏం మాట్లాడానంటే నా స్టూడెంట్స్కి ఇది ఏ విధంగా భయపడుతుంది, ఒకవేళ ఏ విధంగా లాస్ చేస్తుంది అనే పర్స్పెక్టివ్ నేను మాట్లాడాను. అదే మేడం మాట్లాడినప్పుడు అసలు దీని యొక్క ఆర్కిటెక్చర్ ఏంటి, ఇది ఎలా వర్క్ అవుతుంది, దీని మీద మాట్లాడారు. దాని గురించి మాట్లాడంటే దాని యొక్క ఆర్కిటెక్చర్ గురించి ఎక్కువ మాట్లాడారు మేడం. నేను ఇది స్టూడెంట్స్కి ఏ విధంగా ఉపయోగపడుతుంది, ఏ విధంగా హార్మ్ చేస్తుంది, దీన్ని ఏ విధంగా ఉపయోగించుకుంటే మనకు బెనిఫిట్ అవుతుంది అనే పర్స్పెక్టివ్ యాజ్ ఎ టీచర్. As a businessman, as an MBA graduate, the comparison, how it will compete with others. That is the various perspectives of various people. So, madam, మీకు ఈ ఇంటర్వ్యూ టిప్స్ చెప్పినప్పుడు మందులు మనకు ఏది గ్రాప్ చేసుకోవాలి, దాన్ని ఇన్స్పిరేషన్గా తీసుకొని ఎలా ముందుకు వెళ్ళాలి దాని మీద మీరు ఎక్కువగా వర్కౌట్ చేస్తే మంచి జాబ్స్ వస్తున్నాయి. నవేడేస్ ఈ జాబ్ మార్కెట్ తక్కువే కాదు, చాలా మంది చెప్పొచ్చు తగ్గిపోతుంది మార్కెట్, మీరు బాగా కష్టపడాలి అనేది ఉంది. ఎప్పుడు కూడా జాబ్ మార్కెట్ ఉంటుంది. ఎవరికంటే ఇష్టంగా చేసే వాళ్ళకి. నాకు ఈ జాబ్ కావాలి, ఖచ్చితంగా ఈ జాబ్ కావాలి అని మీరు మనసులో గట్టిగా స్ట్రాంగ్గా అనుకొని దాని మీద వర్కౌట్ చేస్తే ఖచ్చితంగా మంచి జాబ్ వస్తుంది. మీకన్నా చెప్పినట్టు తోపులు ఎవరు లేరు. యూ కెన్ అచీవ్ ఇట్. ఓన్లీ థింగ్ ఈజ్ మీరు గట్టిగా దానికోసంగా కష్టపడాలి, ఇష్టంగా వర్కౌట్ చేయాలి. సో మీకు ఏమైనా క్వరీస్ ఏమైనా ఉంటే ఆ క్వరీస్ ప్లాన్ చేసుకుందాం. ఒకవేళ 2-3 క్వశ్చన్స్ ఏమైనా ఉంటే మేడం విల్ ఆన్సర్. ఇఫ్ నాట్ మేడం, సార్ ఈస్ హియర్ టు ఆన్సర్ యువర్ క్వశ్చన్స్.
Mike, person, Mike person.
I will be happy at least to there are a few questions. Otherwise, I will be unhappy.
Please raise
To
your
make me satisfied, at least ask few questions. Great. Good.
appreciate.
Good afternoon, ma'am. My question is, ఇప్పుడు ప్రెసెంట్ రెసిషన్ అనేది జరుగుతుంది కదా, ఇప్పుడు ఫ్రెషర్స్కి జాబ్స్ వస్తాయా రావా అంటే లేటెస్ట్ టెక్నాలజీస్ ఏమున్నాయి, ఏం నేర్చుకుంటే మంచి జాబ్స్ రావచ్చు, అంటే ప్రోడక్ట్ బేస్డ్ కంపెనీస్ సర్వీస్ బేస్డ్ కంపెనీస్కి డిఫరెన్సెస్ ఏముంటాయి, అంటే ప్రోడక్ట్ బేస్డ్ కంపెనీస్లో మంచి జాబ్ రావాలంటే హైయెస్ట్ ప్యాకేజ్ రావాలంటే ఎలా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయాలి, ఎలా ప్రిపరేషన్ చేయాలి?
టెక్నాలజీ లైక్ అంటే ఒక్క పార్ట్ నేర్చుకోవడం వరకే, కానీ బేసిక్స్ షుడ్ బి స్ట్రాంగ్. ఏ కంపెనీలో అయినా, సర్వీస్ బేస్డ్ అయినా, ప్రోడక్ట్ బేస్డ్ అయినా. సో బేసిక్స్, బై బేసిక్స్ ఐ మీన్ లైక్ ద డేటా స్ట్రక్చర్స్ అండ్ algorithms. So I think from second year you have learned data structures and algorithms, but so that is just a foundation. But every day you practice like 2-3 problems on one topic. Like if you make it a habit of doing problems every day and till the interview day, then you will be like I mean you will be strong in that topic. So I mentioned Lead Code. Lead Code is a very good site. Like companies directly pick up a variant of that problem or the same problem sometimes and ask you an interview. So try this Lead Code website, and I think almost all the problems are without subscription. You can just see like most asked questions of one company and then do all the problems in particular, like linked list lo problems ani cheste you will know which level you are. Easy, medium, hard ani 3 levels untai. So first easy to start with. If you are comfortable, you can go to medium and then hard. So you will know that where you are lacking. I mean there will be solutions to it. If you don't know, you can refer to them. So my advice is like you should be strong in coding first thing, because that's what most companies ask, rather than specific technologies. Because if you are just starting as a fresher, you definitely don't know all the technologies. So these are the areas which they focus on.
Thank you.
Please come forward and give it. Girls the group. Avinash. Somebody from girls. This kara, Avinash.
మీరు ఇంకా కొంచెం ఇంటరాక్టివ్, నేను మా ఎంబీఏ స్టూడెంట్స్కి ఇంటరాక్టివిటీ నేర్పిస్తుంటాను. ప్రతి క్లాస్లో కూడా మనం తీసుకొని ఫీడ్బ్యాక్, సమ్మరీ, ఒక క్లాస్లో చెప్పిన వాళ్ళకి మోర్ ఆఫ్ మాకు కమ్యూనికేషన్ స్కిల్స్ కూడా ఇంపార్టెంట్. నేను మన పర్మిషన్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ హెచ్ఓడి సార్, I will come to your class and make you more interactive with sir invitation. So మీరు అపార్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ కోడింగ్ స్కిల్స్ మీకు రీజనబుల్ కోడింగ్ స్కిల్స్ ఉన్నాయని నేను బిలీవ్ చేస్తాను. ఈ ఇంటరాక్షన్, కమ్యూనికేషన్, యూ ఎక్స్ప్రెస్ వాట్ యు నో, ఆ టైప్ ఆఫ్ మా స్టూడెంట్స్ అందరికీ నేను నేర్పిస్తున్నాను ఎంబీఏలో. వాళ్ళు ఫస్ట్ సెమిస్టర్ నుంచి ఇప్పుడు చాలా డిఫరెంట్గా మారిపోయి వాళ్ళు దే ఆర్ ఏబుల్ టు గో అండ్ కన్విన్స్ అవుట్ సైడ్ పీపుల్ టు గివ్ మనీ. అంటే వాళ్ళకి ఎంత కమ్యూనికేషన్ స్కిల్స్ ఉండాలి. మీరు క్వశ్చన్స్ అడగడానికి వేస్టేజ్ చేయకూడదు. క్వశ్చన్స్ కానీ యూ హ్యావ్ టు keep asking. No question is stupid question. If you keep questions to yourself, you will feel stupid after going home. So ask questions, interact, and before that I will ask one question. That is, what is this data science competitions or competitive coding, Kaggle, GitHub? Can you explain something about that? Many of you, maybe on behalf of you, I am asking, because you are not coming forward. Still we have lunch break at 12:40, so I will engage you till 12:40. You will not ask questions. I have to ask some stupid questions. What do you mean by this data science? How to prepare for this data science interviews, Kaggle, GitHub? Can you explain about that?
GitHub is a version control system. Suppose we have different versions of our program, we can upload it to a public platform and then refine all the versions. Like, for example, I have an initial version and I want to improve it or write a better algorithm, but I still want to keep track of all the different types of or different versions I wrote. I can upload it to GitHub and share it. I mean, make it public and share it with others. Like if you are collaborating on a project, for example, you can make changes on a public repository. So I think when you join a company, every company uses GitHub. So you have to be like very good at GitHub. Like how do you update or commit changes to that report? How do you delete some of the unwanted things? So it's very essential to learn GitHub. And then data science, there are like various courses which are available on data science. To learn the basics, there is this, last time also I mentioned it, there is this Andrew NG course, so that's a basic foundation of data science. It's a machine learning course by Andrew NG. I think it's freely available on Coursera. So that's a starting point to learn data science. And I mean, there are various different types of courses or different resources available. You can just start from that course and go on to the topics which you actually are interested in. And then Kaggle is like various freely available data sets are there. You can apply any machine learning algorithm to that data set. You can download it, use it, and then see how your ML algorithm or your different deep learning algorithm is performing, and you can upload your code to Kaggle. And like others also can download your code, view your code, and then make comments on it or use that code and like make improvements upon it and so on.
Anyone? Any questions to that? Very good.
Very good. Appreciate. Thank you, Hari. मजा लग रहा?
Good afternoon, sir. What is exact difference between Chat GPT and Google Assistant? It both generate the same response, and what is exact difference?
So Google has various suppose if you, as sir mentioned, if you want to add two numbers without using addition operator. So Google will give you various sites in which the code is there. For example, Geeks for Geeks, or there are other sites where the Stack Overflow or like that. It will give you various sites on which the code is present. You have to go inside that site and search for that specific language you want the code to be written in, and then you have to get it from there. But whereas in Chat GPT, if you want to write it in Python to add two numbers without using addition operator, it will directly give you the code. So it saves your time. Instead of like searching all the resources and compiling it, it actually saves your time.
We are getting multiple responses from Google Assistant and Chat GPT. Chat GPT generates just one response. Google Assistant generates more than one response.
Actually, Chat GPT also generates multiple responses. You can choose from one of the responses. But Google has, I think it won't replace Google, because Google has like gives us various resources where we can compile like as a human we can compile that and get some answers. But I don't know if Chat GPT has this image search, whereas Google also has this image search. We can search by image and will give us all the relevant topics. So yeah, I think it won't replace Google, but it's a good personal assistant.
Thank you.
So one more clarification from my side for the same question. So if you ask me a question, GPT will answer from my side. If you ask me, I will answer. Whereas Google Assistant generally will not give his or her answer. It will show you who is capable of answering. If you ask me how the architecture works, and I can't explain you, but I will show you, she is the right person, ask her. In such a way, I will prompt her. Google Assistant will display a list of websites, and you have to compile which one is best suitable for you. Whereas Chat GPT will give her explanation to the person. Maybe you said that only one. Whereas this Google Assistant will show you he is the right person, he is the right person, she is the right person, in such a way See, list out several websites, and you are the one who has to choose once again the right one. That's it. It won't generate. It simply picks from the available resources. There are numerous resources, places, or things that are available. It simply picks and show you a list of activities or pages that are available in the memory. Whereas this particular Chat GPT generates now itself and give you, instead of you, it compiles and give you answer. Any more questions? బాబు మీరు అడగకపోతే మళ్ళీ ఇంకొక స్టూడెంట్ లేసారు ఎల్లో షర్ట్ వేసుకొని మళ్ళీ హీ విల్ ఆస్క్ వన్ మోర్ క్వశ్చన్ కాబట్టి మీరే అడగండి. ఈజ్ నెవర్ ఎండింగ్ స్టూడెంట్ అయినా హీ హ్యాస్ సచ్ ఏ ట్రస్ట్ ఇన్ లెర్నింగ్ అండ్ ఆస్కింగ్ క్వశ్చన్స్. ఇన్స్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ యూ హీ విల్ ఆస్క్. Even myself and herself cannot answer for his questions. So please, you ask the questions, and we don't have answers for his questions. మీరు అడగండి.
Sergeant, I have a fascination for CSE students or CSE subject because I am unable to get a CSE seat. When in 88-92, so there are no only government colleges at that time. So I request sir to encourage girls to ask some questions, 2 or 3 questions. మీకు hesitation కూడా పోవాలి. మీరు interact, మీరు you have to come forward. And నేను ఇంకొక క్వశ్చన్ I will ask to Rita. She has studied in the University of Hyderabad, computer science. The University of Hyderabad is known for artificial intelligence. It is different forms. It is there from 1970 onwards, and it has now come into prominence again because it runs in cycles. It has some phases. So, when you are studying computer science at UOH, and now you have done your MS, so ఇప్పుడు నేను చదివేటప్పుడు ఈ చేసుకుంటే ఇంకా బాగా ఉండేది అనేటువంటి సజెషన్స్ యాజ్ ఎ స్టూడెంట్. If you want to again go and study BTech computer science, what more precautions you take, what more steps you do, what more exercises, competitions, or what more things you think you would have done or you would like to do?
So first thing I would like to do is I want to do it now also. Actually making like some YouTube videos or like open source contributions, writing blogs about something, and then writing LinkedIn posts about some topics and so on. I want to do it right now also. And in BTech, if I want to do something like participating more in like competitions or hackathons or attending like guest lectures or seminars in various institutes, not only in our college but in other institutes, and then attending fests of other IITs. Actually we can go to any fest we want. We can just register and go. So all those I think I visited. I think we should. If I want to go again and do it, I think I'll do that.
Yeah, any other last question from girls? Girls, మీరు లేట్ చేసే కొద్ది మీకు లంచ్ లేట్ అవుతుంది. I can't leave you without a question from girls. Okay, yeah, please.
Good afternoon, ma'am. My question is, how are the salary packages decided beyond performance? Any other factors are there deciding salary package?
I mean, your interview performance comes first. Like, how did you perform in your interview? I mean, there will be a range for your level. This is the highest they can go for your level. But if you want to reach the highest, then you need to perform very good in your interview. They also see your educational background, like what's your CGPA before, what projects you have done, what's your contribution in that project and so on. But first, deciding factor is your performance in the interview.
Before that, no, I would, and I accidentally, we have 30 years experienced in software coding and these things. He has done his C coding, COBOL coding, and everything. He has worked in various this thing. I request some suggestion for the no, for the CSC students from CH Krupanand sir. He has handled thousands of computer centers. He is working now in a university computer system, and he has coded in COBOL and C in Hyderabad. Which time period, sir? 86. What is that company? That Data Pro. At that time, Data Pro and all this, you know, that is before you were born, I think. So I request him to give some suggestions, 1 or 2 minutes, how they can develop them there.
And if we have no questions, I'll ask Madam to come down here. Close it here. Any questions from your side? No questions? Please, ma'am, come here.
Sir, you only have to answer. Please, can you suggest them to do some certifications? The certifications are required.
Coursera and there are various ML there are various Coursera certifications and Coursera courses you can do. So I mentioned one course, it's a startup, the Andrew NG course, but there are various. If you want to learn NLP, there is one specific course. Like if you want to learn computer vision, there is some specific course. Yeah.
Whatever technology they are interested, they have to do that certification.
Yeah, but now they are openly available, freely available. Many courses are freely available.
They need not to give training. All the training materials are available in net itself. So better they do certification. That's all. I'll share another.
So as ma'am rightly mentioned that Coursera is the right platform. We are going to introduce into our curriculum as part of books. At least 3 to 4 courses you have to do by your own, because it's a good learning platform. Last time, maybe 30 students have joined in NPTEL. Which course that is? Software Project Management. Okay, that is the best learning platform for engineering students. So we are going to introduce from this semester onwards. So in Coursera, there are some courses, as ma'am said, that free of cost. There are some courses which are very high with respect to money. You can ask for financial aid. You can learn anything. Or for certification course, you have to pay money, registration fees or examination fees. Even for that also, you can write a letter for them asking the financial aid. There are several courses they will offer you for the people who are poor with respect to money. Okay, thanks a lot, ma'am. I especially thank to Dr. Dhananjay Garu, who introduced such a good personality for explaining this Chat GPT, which is the right person has been introduced for us. Really, to be frank, I have been searching for a right person. Meanwhile, in the morning itself, sir called me, and I would like to introduce Hita to explain this particular topic. So for that, I have to thank him a lot. Thank you, ma'am, once again. Thanks a lot. So before closing the session, I will ask at least few students to give feedback on this. At least a few. As sir mentioned that, even though you are good in technical, good in communication, good in attitude, you are good in everything. If you could not express it, you are not good in anything. If you know something, you have to express it. How can you express it? You have to explain. When someone asks you a question, how would I know whether you know the answer or not? If you answer me, then only I can understand it. Yes, you are the right one. The answer is right in such a. Until unless you respond, we don't know whether you know the answer or not. For anything, the conversation is important. So for that, once again, I'm asking you, give me some feedback on this event. Do you want such kind of events in the future or not, at least, or this is useful or not? Did you got some clarification regarding this or not? Or everything I know, but this is time passing one, then why should I waste my time in such a way? Or whatever. Give some feedback.
We'll finish it within a few minutes.
The session was very informative as well as interactive, and it's definitely a very good session that we had today. And wish we could see more about Chat GPT, and there could be more presentation about like live what is Chat GPT, and we can ask some more questions about Chat GPT. We can ask some more questions, like we can see it live how it works.
Sure.
వచ్చేనా నా ముందుకు వచ్చేనా నేను చెప్తాను అక్కడ ఉన్న అందరూ కూడా స్లో మోషన్లో తిప్పేస్తా
Any more feedback from others?
మైక్ ఒకటి సార్
మీరు ఏదైనా మాట్లాడితే
తెలుస్తుంది మీకు ఇంకా చెప్పాలనా లేదా అనే విషయం. అలా బెల్లం కొట్టి రాయిలాగుంటే ఏం అర్థం కాదు మాకు. తెలుగు, ఇంగ్లీషు, మలయాళం, కన్నడం ఏదో భాషలో మాట్లాడితే అర్థమవుతుంది. అట్లీస్ట్ మోగ భాషలో మాట్లాడండి. ఇది కనీసం మాకు ఉపయోగకరంగా ఉంది, యూస్ఫుల్ అనేటువంటి ఒక మాట కూడా చెప్పలేరా? లేదా ఈ టైం వేస్ట్ ఆఫ్ టైం అని చెప్పండి మరి కనీసం. అలా కాకపోతే ఏంటి, వాట్ అదర్ క్వశ్చన్స్ వీ హ్యావ్? ఏం క్వశ్చన్ అమ్మా నీకు? వాట్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ క్వశ్చన్ వుడ్ లైక్ టు ఆస్క్ ద GPT?
Sir, my question is not actually about Chat GPT, but I would like to ask ma'am that we are the students of MECN, and she has studied masters from Texas University and then have entered into Amazon Corporation. Like, is that possible for us to enter into Amazon and other product-based companies being freshers from MECN? Ma'am, you said that you have completed masters from University of Texas, and we are the students of MECN. And then you have entered, after the University of Texas, you have entered into Amazon Corporation. So my question is that even possible for us, being freshers from MECN, to directly enter product-based companies like Amazon and several other like PhonePe or PayPal? They're all the product-based companies offering extremely high package. Is that even possible for us? And if so, what are the things that we need to develop in them?
So first thing is, as I mentioned, so for anyone it's possible, but the first thing is you have to have good projects in your BTech or some good contributions you did. And all of the recruiters nowadays are looking at your LinkedIn profile. After you send a resume and after you get a referral, for example, they are actually reviewing your LinkedIn profile, because after I applied to Amazon, many recruiters from Amazon viewed my profile. So I know whether they viewed or not. So many of them viewed my profile. So you have to improve your LinkedIn profile first thing by it should be clear, like whatever you did in your bachelor's or master's, it should be clear, and try to make some open source contributions that I am also trying to do it now, like writing blogs or some like writing about something, like for example, whatever topic you know, try to write about it in your perspective or in your view. something like that, and then doing some, I mean, lead code problems, doing your lead code problems. You can mention it like I did these many problems on lead code on your LinkedIn itself. So all of these will help you, and then the next thing is resume. You have to refine your resume every time after you did. Suppose you completed second semester, you have to add all the projects you did in your second semester in like 1-2 lines and add metrics to it, and then make it more attractive. That so these are the technologies I worked on. These are the projects I did. And the other thing is like getting a referral. So it doesn't mention your actually matter which college you are actually studying in, but referral will actually push you out of the pool, and then actually review your resume for sure, at least if you have a referral.
So I asked the Chat GPT, write a program in C language to add two numbers without using addition operator. So it is using some bitwise operators. Anyone?
ఆర్డర్ పేమెంట్ హెచ్డిఎంఐ ఆర్డర్ సరిపోతుంది హెచ్డిఎంఐ ఆన్లైన్ ఆర్డర్ తొందరగా వెళ్ళిపోవాలి. సార్ కదా మైక్ మైక్ ఏమైనా కావాలి సార్ కదా
Now I would like to invite all the dignitaries, all the HODs to come on to the dais to facilitate our chief guest, to Mrs. Rita Kadneni Garu. Please welcome Rita Kadneni Garu with round of applause.
Please, ma'am. Come.
ఇంకా ముందు పెడతా చిన్నగా పెడతా సల్మాన్ రేపు వచ్చి రండి సార్ ఇంకా సార్
థ్యాంక్ యూ గీతా గారు.